Welcome to Movie Buffs.
Yep. This
movie reviews.
Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with tech.
Nothing to no technology today,
No,
guys.
all
None
movies.
at all.
Sorry.
We're talking about Grease. So Grease was filmed in 1978.
Yep.
And then what year was it actually set in?
There's some trivia for you there.
Put some comments below, and the person who guesses the year would have Googled. Welcome
to the state of Beanstalk. Hey,
I wanted to say
jinx.
it at once, but yeah, but like really like, you know, like on, they have those shows where everybody sings together. It's a cappella.
Oh, a cappella.
You know,
or we could do like different tones.
Yeah. No, but I don't think we'll be able to do that because none of us are singers. So hello, Nathaniel.
Hi.
Sines. Hi. Welcome everybody. We've got a packed show for you today. It's so packed that even we couldn't unbox it.
Hey. We're working on that one today.
I've spent a lot of time writing today, and I thought I was being really clever with some of the jokes today.
Oh, good work.
I managed to fit zucchinis, bananas, and condoms into a joke.
I wonder what those have in common.
G'day, Kwang, Ray, Pog. Welcome, guys. Good to see you all.
Hello. Hello, Moppin.
Is that a Maximus V3? Or is it 7? Is that 7?
Yeah, that is a Maximus 7 Hero Alpha? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well done. Well done. It was
it's
good.
yours.
It was good until something happened to it. I think it fried, unfortunately, and I think that's because of the wires touching or something.
Yeah,
it's my fault probably.
Patrick here, Patrick Davis. He's the one that forwarded me the news about Nvidia bringing founders cards to Australia.
Well done, Patrick. That's
Thanks,
great
Patrick.
news
That's
for us.
really good. So welcome. We've got, like I said, a lot of stuff to talk about. And I think overall, it's going to be packed with. We can't even go through all the topics. I don't think.
Yeah, we're gonna try, but
So we've
how
got
these things go.
Nvidia leaks of their performance. We have AMD news about their RDNA 2, which is hopefully going to be competition for Nvidia.
Yep.
Then we've got some news about Apple.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, it's a little snippet.
Nice,
about
nice.
Apple. We've got Xbox stuff to talk about, which I'm actually quite excited about.
Heaps of Xbox stuff.
Heaps of Xbox stuff. So we're gonna get straight into it. Welcome everybody. Moppin, hello. Kellen Parker, hello, and Nathaniel. Oh yeah, well, I've said hello to you, man. Yes, we're almost at 1,000 here.
10,000.
Which is 10,000.
Well done, Patrick. Well
getting
done.
there. It feels so hard to get into those digits, but hopefully soon. So let's roll the intro.
Let's do it.
Party time. Casper,
Patrick.
how was your week?
Oh, it's pretty good, man. And if you guys wondering why I'm dressed like a pimp, it's because I'm going to a 70s dress-up party. So this is the only reason. But yeah, week's been good. You know, lots of work, lots of unveilings. So unexpected that the people who are in charge of the unveilings didn't expect it.
Wow. Is that kind of like the Nvidia event where there were some things that were unexpected, like the prices?
Do you think so?
I think that prices were unexpected.
Oh, yes.
I think
Very unexpected.
Certainly they were. And we have a little bit of a thing we were working on. We've got a little presentation of our own about the pricing and why we think it's actually okay. Well, I think it's okay. I think the pricing's okay. Do you think the pricing's okay?
I think the pricing is great.
Great. There you go.
Yeah,
you heard it here first. So let's get into our first topic. Actually, I do want to say I am sorry I haven't released any videos this week. Hey Val, I did start a new job, so I've been flat out doing 9 to 5, and then you kind of come home and you're like, oh, dinner, and you don't really get time. You're too tired.
Yes.
But hopefully,
Oh no, you're falling into the grind like the rest of us.
I know that'll hopefully sort itself out soon. So let's go to the desktop. We've got.
Hi, Justin.
I think I need to change it to here, but we've got some alleged RTX3080 performance reveals, and I think a big problem here is that a lot of people have basically said NVIDIA lied.
Really?
Yes. Nah,
they haven't lied.
Well, let's go through it.
Okay, let's let the scores speak for themselves.
Let's go through it and see if they did. So,
right.
First of all, they showed us that, well, not in NVIDIA, but NVIDIA gave the cards to Digital Foundry, and they went through and they showed that it was about, what, 80%, was it? Or 60, 80%?
Yeah, it's like between like 50 and 80, or even up to 90%, depending on what they were playing. But as we know, these were supposedly cherry-picked titles. Very cherry-picked. Like, Doom. Was it Doom? Yeah, it was Doom's
Doom.
one of them, yeah. Doom Eternal.
Is not the game that you want to use as a performance benchmark, because it's always going to be high, because it can run on a potato.
Yeah, it's not that demanding. It's well optimized.
Yeah.
Although some of the levels are quite large, and what the guy from Digital Foundry said, he's like, what's interesting is like you jump into the big open area, and the frames like go sky high anyway.
Yeah,
the performance. So maybe it's just really well optimized.
I think it's just really well optimized.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's not like there's destructibility. It's just little characters jumping around, and there's a lot of stuff. But it's not heavy on physics. It's not necessarily heavy on all this computational power that the graphics card has to do.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'll give you a quick summary. The difference between the 2080 Ti and the 3080 is only about 20 to 30%.
Wait, what? Only 20 to 30? Wait, okay, when we talk the performance, is this like a frame
This is
comparison?
synthetic. This is synthetic benchmarks, right? So this is going to be like your time spies and so on. And I've got a better website to show this in a second, but I just wanted to go through this one. So this is the first leak that happened, and this just showed that time spy results of an unknown NVIDIA Ampere GPU. So this was the 3080.
Right.
The 2080 Kingpin edition. So do you know who Kingpin is?
No.
So Kingpin is a gentleman who does basically overclocking. He's the master of overclocking.
Oh, is he?
And so he's
always at the top, like...
He's the guy. He's the guy who does all the top results.
Where like J2 Cents, whatever, tries to beat him, and like Linus and everybody.
Yes,
Okay. He's the Kingpin. Yeah.
So Kingpin, he's partnered with EVGA to basically like help them make great OC cards, like overclocked cards, right? So his RTX 3080 Ti with the Kingpin version, whatever, hits 18,600, and an unknown NVIDIA Ampere card at a much lower,
lower. That's like 40% less clock. Frequencies.
So it hits 18,000, and then we've got the RTX Ti here at 15,000. But all this is saying is that you guys, if you have a 2080 Ti, you don't think you have to throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
It's not bad card. Sure, the RTX is a bit, the RTX performance is not great.
It's an overpriced card, but it's not a bad card.
Yeah, that's right. It's certainly overpriced. And we'll talk about price in a moment, because I think we worked out a really cool little thing, especially with inflation.
Yeah.
So that's a cool result, but this is the one I'm really, really keen about. So check this out. Standard 3080.
Yep.
And this is just a 3D Firestrike, right? Yep. At 1080p, 42,000, 34,000, 28, and so on, right? 2080 Super, 2070 Super.
Yeah.
Performance is, it's, what would you say? It's like 40%, almost 40% here.
Yeah, 40%.
And I guess what I want to point out is that the price is the same, or actually a little bit lower than 2080 Ti.
What, for the 3080?
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's like lots lower than...
No. Well, I'm saying it's as much as lower, but for us Australians, it's not that much lower. I think it's what, $200 lower. So it's about $1,500, I think it was, for a 2080 Ti.
Wasn't it like 2,000?
Oh, for the basic one. Oh, maybe it is. Jeez.
Yeah, I think the 2080 Ti, that was like the ultra expensive one.
So 2080 Ti price Australia. I'm just going to Google that.
Is it? Yeah. Sorry guys, our memory's not as sharp as it used to be.
Yeah. Let's have a look. It came out as 1900.
Oh, okay. So whenever that was Founders Edition, it was almost $2,000.
Yeah. So this one's 1,100. So it's okay. Yeah. So
so it's almost half price.
Yeah, almost half. Well, 1,100.
It's like $700 difference.
$700 difference.
Yeah, it's huge. That's huge.
In any case, you wouldn't be running it at 1080p anyway. Like this card is not for 10. You'll get bottlenecked by the fact that it's at 1080p.
Absolutely.
We've talked about that last stream too. And so 1440p and Ultra at 21. So that's like 2.5K or something. Would you say?
Yeah. That's like was it 4 million pixels or whatever?
Yeah. So the performance is looking like to be about 30 to 40% and not actually 60 to 70. That's not to say you will get the 70% in those games. You will still get that, but synthetic benchmarks seem to be showing a different story. Do you think this actually, so here you go, 20%, 20%, 23, 26, 21.
But I think this is still very impressive because we're not comparing a 2080 to a 3080. We're comparing a 2080 Ti to a 3080.
Exactly right.
And what's also interesting is when I was listening to some of these other channels is that you know how we understand that T-flops from one gen to the next gen are not a one-to-one.
That's right. Yeah.
What's very fascinating is that the Turing cards, their T-flops were a lot more powerful than the Ampere cards.
That's right. They're like the way they explained it.
Difference.
30% was it?
Yeah. 30% more efficient in the Turing technology, which is, we got a 2080 Ti with 13 T-flops.
Yeah.
And it compares with the 3070 that has 20 T-flops.
Yeah.
You'd think that's 7 T-flops more, then that would be like 50-60% more powerful, but it's not. It's probably like 5-10% more powerful.
Yeah.
And
so I suppose the percentages here is, like you said, we should be comparing at least to a 2080 Super. Because I think Super... See, this is my thoughts on the 20 series. The standard one that came out was the biggest mistake NVIDIA could have done. And then they released a Super to try and help the market because, first of all, it wasn't selling. And we could go through the Steam. A lot of channels already did this 2 weeks ago, but the Steam hardware results showed that it's like less than 3% of people run a 20 series.
Really?
And it's either the 2060 or the 2080 Ti. There's nothing in between.
Oh, well, that's weird. Why aren't they buying the 2070 and 2080?
People were still sticking to their 1000 series. And now the 3000 series is NVIDIA's begging the people who have 1000 series to upgrade.
Oh, okay. So it's either somebody who hasn't upgraded for ages, they'll like, I'll get the 2060. Or like you get the enthusiasts that go balls to the walls.
That's
right.
I
want the best.
Nothing in between. Nobody just going, hey, I'm just going to get a new card or anything like that. Oh. So look, if you look at the 2080, it's about 33% there.
Yeah.
36.
Yeah, 39, 35, 41.
So that's not bad. That's not bad, especially generation upon generation.
And this is a Super because they were like our 2080. So it compared to 2080, it's probably like 50% or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess the question is like, do you think this changes anything? The fact that it's not going to, because I guess a lot of people, and I saw a couple of comments in the chat saying, NVIDIA might be lying, but they're not really lying.
They're not just really lying, yeah.
And I think somebody mentioned already, it's marketing, right? They're painting a really pretty picture and saying, hey, we these massive games, they're getting 70%. Look at that, fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
but it's not real world performance across every single. That's best case scenario on the. Did they use an Intel or AMD? I don't think they mentioned them.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Digital Foundry mentioned which was AMD. In any case, best case scenario, best hardware, best everything, and that's what you're gonna get.
All right.
So, I'm still impressed because this is gonna be so much percentage higher than what we have, which is the 1000 series, and that's what NVIDIA wants. They want the 1000 series people. Look, Joe says, I don't think it's really lying, but people will be really disappointed. Yes, because they've set this like picture that's not necessarily reality.
Right. I think, you're right. It's not the expectation that we had when we watched the launch of it to be like, whoa, 70% performance, but like, what does that really mean? It's not 70% frame difference from one to the other. We're not like going from 100 FPS to 170.
Well, I guess we kind of were at some of the things. Like, it was like 60 frames more.
Yeah,
because it was going at like 89, 90. So you could sort of see the number and say, it's about
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think
60 frames.
Doom Eternal was probably one of the only ones that
Yeah.
was like really out of the ordinary, where it went from like 90 FPS, like you said, to like 150. That was like the difference, which was massive.
So if we look at Shadow of the Tomb Raider,
Yeah.
and the reason I like this is because it actually got frame rates. Now, frame rates aren't necessarily the best thing, but I mean percentages are the best thing. Like that's but knowing how much your game will run on with this card. So on a 2080 Ti, if you load it up with DLSS, and look at the performance difference for DLSS, I mean, that's just impressive.
Yeah.
RTX performance on the 2080 Ti would give you playable at 60 frames with RTX. I think this is RTX on. But then when you turn on the RTX with DLSS, you get more frames because...
Yeah, of course.
Because of DLSS
is awesome.
So, the 2080 Ti is giving you 80 frames. Like, for a game like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an adventure action game. You're good with 60, really. You're getting a premium extra frames.
Yeah, but it's still not like blowing through the game. And even at 100, look, 3080 is only getting 100. Like, that's only 103. That's exactly what, like 13 frames?
Oh, it's like 19 frames.
19
difference.
frames, sorry, yeah.
You know what I'm thinking, though, is that drivers haven't been optimized yet. We're not seeing the full potential of these cards.
And you told me why today.
Did I?
You did.
I don't remember why now.
So we've got the 3080 is coming out on the 17th.
Oh, yes, of course. That's right.
Yeah, does that remind you? You say, because you told me it's not my news.
Flashback. Yeah, about the delays of the benchmarks.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, where I was like, oh, wait, that seems a bit odd. Like, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because we want the benchmarks to be sooner. And it's like, and then you were like, oh, there's something must be up then. Then it's the drivers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's why. Because they won't get the true experience of those cards until the drivers are optimized to be like, yeah, go. Now show how good these cards are.
But, the thought I had just now, and this is probably because I was like, let's think that's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Right? But if we take a step back, they could just be doing it just to not let any of that stuff show until, what are they called? AMD does anything.
Yeah.
But the benchmarks are getting released a day before the actual release date.
Yeah.
And that should be enough time for people to make up their mind.
That's really cutting it fine, isn't it?
It is cutting it fine. But it'd be worse if it was like a day after or on the day. If it's on the day, that's scummy.
Yeah, that would be really bad. But then it's like, if you're expected to kind of watch now and be like, oh, I gotta pre-order this thing, or I gotta get, like, that's...
No pre-orders.
Oh, there's
no pre-orders, yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I should mention that. So,
guys. Oh,
no
we
pre-orders.
gotta,
Dealer Flex. There's no comment in there, mate. Unless you. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you, DL Aftix.
Yeah, actually, So Nathaniel says that he'll be going for the 3070, which is going to be a really good budget choice for I wouldn't say it's hard to say budget builds.
It's not even budget builds. It's like a top tier. It's going to be better than any console.
Yeah. So was it twice the power of a PlayStation 5? I think we worked out.
Yeah, that's what I said. I gotta be eating my words now because, as we know, T-flop to T-flop is not necessarily the best way to gauge it. It used to be, but it was the only way I could understand it, how to make it a comparison without knowing how efficient RDNA 2 will be. But we will find out in the next month or so. We'll be able to make a better comparison. So,
Far Cry New Dawn has, look, 120 to 229. That is not a big difference.
7 frames. Nah, you're looking at 10%. Not even that. You're looking 7% difference or something like that.
Yeah. And I would say Far Cry New Dawn is a completely unoptimized mess.
But then look what happens when you really upscale it to 2160p, when you go all 4K on that.
That's the difference, isn't it? That's when it powers through.
So this is a 4K king, basically. It goes 20%. It creates a gap between the 2080 Ti and the 3080. This is why they show Doom in 4K. Because there's probably a bigger difference than there is in their 1440p against each other. Yeah.
And finally, we're at a generation that can actually play 4K at full frame rates.
Oh my god, Gary's in hospital.
Gary,
what happened, man? Hope you're doing well.
Well, if it's private, you don't need to tell us.
Yeah,
But
don't tell us, but we hope you're doing well.
But if you fell over it, I hope it's a funny story.
Yeah.
So we got some messages here. So the K-Locker says, my heart says 3090, but my wallet says 3070. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yogi Bear says 3080. Mopin says, gonna wait to get the supers. Got other stuff in my setup to upgrade before I go jump to it. I don't think there's gonna be a super series.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I know there will be TIs though.
So there'll be
we got leaks.
3060 Ti. There'll be a 3070 Ti. There'll probably be a 3080 Ti, but there will be no super. So I guess you can say you could be waiting for the Ti's. But remember, none of the Ti's are gonna be as good as the 3090 because they're gonna keep that as like the top tier, and then they're gonna have a 3080 Ti that's gonna be priced better than the 3090, and is gonna perform almost as good as the 3090. That's gonna blow a lot of AMD stuff away. We were listening. I was listening to another podcast a little while back.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the pricing of the new NVIDIA cards. And I'll share this with you, but maybe we should go into a bit more detail about it.
Okay. All right.
And we'll talk about pricing in a second.
Yeah.
So NVIDIA is doing this really weird thing where they're creating a bit of a scarcity across the cards.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And so here's the thing, right? The Founders Edition's cooling is very expensive to manufacture. It's very thick metal, and it costs around 200 American dollaroos to build it.
Whoa, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And they're selling it at a much lower, not MSRP. Well, so the MSRP is much lower, but they're eating the difference themselves. So NVIDIA's selling these cards.
Yeah.
They're also manufacturing a lot less cards, and this also comes into question, why are they not sending it to Australia? They're not sending it to Australia because they haven't made enough stock to have Australia, America, and UK, or whatever other countries they want to send to.
Yeah.
So they're creating this weird scarcity of cheap cards. They're the ones that can eat the price. They're creating cheap cards with fantastic cooling performance. Like that cooling is a really magical design.
Oh, it is. It's
And so what happens is you get third-party manufacturers of cards, right?
Yep.
And they're going to end up having to put more money into the cooling because they can't replicate it and eat that margin as NVIDIA can.
Yeah.
Because they also have to pay NVIDIA for the rights to use their cards or whatever. And so all the not RSPs, that's NBN. The third-party manufacturers of cards, their MSR, their prices are going to be a lot higher than NVIDIA's. So overall, the price that you see today is only for the Founders cards because that's set by NVIDIA, but everybody else will have higher prices. Could be a couple $100, could be $50, because they have to make up the margin that NVIDIA is just eating up, just to make sure that when they, on the outside, they look like the price is nice and low and competitive, but in reality, very few people are going to get it at that price.
You know what makes me also think is that, okay, they have invested a lot of money in producing these cards. Right?
Sure.
First off. So that's obviously the research and development is a big cost. And now for them to actually manufacture these things and put them out there, and because of the bottleneck of transport, that's why we have the limited stock that's being pushed out. So NVIDIA wants to start seeing some of the money trickle back in before they start producing more and more and more of these, right? They want that, snowball effect per se, don't they? So this is why we're going to have scarcity, and we're going to be forced to probably buy the more expensive versions made by the third-party manufacturers.
Yeah. You're going to be, if you want the card day one, I doubt you're going to get a Founders. I don't think I'll manage. I have no,
I would love to.
I would love to get it. Like, I might even sit there and try and press buy from M-Wave, because M-Wave is the only retailer in Australia that's going to have this day one.
Wow.
And they're in Sydney, and then I got to wait for delivery and whatnot, and it's going to end up costing probably the same amount. But one thing to note, on a side note, the Founders cards will be worth a little bit more on resale value.
Right.
They're going to be seen as premium because they're going to be rare. They're going to be scarce.
But also I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the construction of the Founders Edition cards is just really premium. Like, you know, it's like the optimal version of the card in a way.
It is. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But like even compared to our old other Founders cards, this version doesn't even have any screws around the whole card.
Yeah, and the screws, those are
They're hidden away.
Yeah, they're hidden away. They're really well, placed. What was I going to say? What about Galax? We know Galax is like the budget option for cards, and they create good cards, right? I think the cards are good, but they're just cheaper.
They're cheaper. The failure rate is a little bit high. I think it's a small percentage more than anyone else. So,
yeah. But here's that question: what you've just been mentioning, now they have to invest in super cooling.
Yes.
So does that mean Galax is no longer going to be a budget version?
They're going to be a budget compared to all the other third parties. But like we've had a few comments here, it's planned scarcity, and it's absolutely correct. Ahmed says, got to hand it to NVIDIA, fooling the consumers into thinking these video cards are actually good value. So let's be clear. The Founders Editions are good value, but you're not going to be able to buy any.
Yeah, they're great value if you can get your hands on them.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of examples of cards, and I think we can. I think I've got a couple of pages here. I might just open up. So maybe RTX3080 MSI. I think had an example.
You know what? When I was buying the 1080, that was scarce. That was actually hard to get my hands on that day one. So I can only imagine this is going to be an absolute nightmare.
You know, and they're... Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is 3 fans, massive, RGB.
Whoa, so colorful.
Twin Frozer. Can't even spell Frozer right now. I don't know how to spell this.
Yeah, this is what really cracks me up. It's like the third party stuff. Like I said before, it always looks like a children's carnival inside your computer. It's just really weird looking.
It does.
Colorful
and look, they even have to give you a support beam.
Is it? Whoa, these things. Oh, because of all the heat sinks. They're huge.
They're gigantic.
Fat. It's because they're not using that particular tech that NVIDIA is.
Yeah, they're a bit lighter because of the way they've designed it, and I think this card's a little bit longer too.
Yeah. Wow. But does that mean they clock the frequencies higher?
Yeah, they will.
Yeah,
they'll have like an OC version. Like there'll be a plain version, then there'll be an OC version, and then obviously EVGA has the Kingpin version. So
Callan's like, are the Founders Edition coming to Australia? Yeah, we got recent news that they are from another Patrick that's also here. So yeah, thank you for that.
I think I opened it up here somewhere. We're just flicking through a lot of these. Here you go. Australia is getting NVIDIA RTX 3080, 3090. Maybe not 3070s. We haven't had a confirmation that the 3070s are coming. So I think because 3070s are a lot cheaper, they probably won't send them across to Australia. And more than likely, they probably never will. Because it's a cheaper item, there's less margin in it, and so they just won't get it across. And also, the 3070 is going to sell much more than the 3090, and it's certainly going to probably sell a little bit more than the 3080. I think the 3080 is going to be a big seller. So about the price.
Yeah, about the price.
You bought
my 1080. From MSI, I think it was MSI for $1,200, so $1,199.
$1,199.
Yeah, that was day one.
Inflation.
Oh yeah, let's look at some inflation stats.
Inflation, RBA. Okay, so back in... Oh, where's the calculator? I want the calculator.
Yeah, what is it? We looked at it was like 1.8% per annum is like the inflation rate.
Yeah, but I want to have a calculator. Yeah, here we go. Hang on. Inflation.
Some calculator
Australia. There we go. RBA.
Oh, there we go.
So you bought it at $1,199 for the 1080.
1080.
In the year of our Lord
2016.
16.
Yes, our Lord Gabe.
And so I think we can only do max of 2019 because we did this before.
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't give us 2020.
So the rate is about 1.8%. So if I click calculate, the total we should be paying for that 1080 today is 1,265.
Yeah. If we count in this year as well, it'll probably be closer to 1,300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nvidia is offering the founders cards for 1,149.
39?
49.
Not 39?
Not 39? Oh,
There's
what's just
$10 difference.
$10 difference,
Yeah.
but well, whatever.
yeah.
It's about that amount, right? Now, if the third-party builders gives the cards or sells the cards for maybe $100 more,
Yeah.
we will still be getting better value
Ah, we will.
than 2016.
Look at that, guys. There's the upside for us.
So, like, I guess what I wanted to show is that, yeah, we're posing it as, yeah, this is bad, and Nvidia's doing this, like, stupid, forced,
Yeah.
what is it? Somebody said it before, missed the word. Planned scarcity.
Planned
So,
scarcity. Yeah.
Forced planned scarcity. And so, this shows that it's not as bad, but it'd be nice to get it for a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, it's nice to save some money in these harsh times
Yeah.
that we have at the moment. But you know what really strikes me as interesting is Australia. We're a first world country, Western nation. You know, I think we're doing quite well for ourselves as a country. And why is it that we're getting this scarcity? Doesn't the other side of the world see that there's so much money to be made here? Why aren't they shipping these things by the thousands to be like, well, these guys are going to obviously buy it. They, for the most part, they seem to have the money. And
Well, there is actually a bit of a thing about it. So, there's two things. There's the cost of the actual item.
Right.
Then there's the tax component that you have to pay in Australia.
Yeah.
Right. Then there is the component that you pay in delivering the item to Australia, because it's
Yeah.
not manufactured in Australia.
Yeah.
Then there is the fact that Australia has some of the best consumer guarantee laws in the world, including New Zealand and the UK.
Ah, yes.
Not America.
The nanny states in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means that if they sell this product, they have to support and replace that product for you for 2 years.
Oh.
That is taken into consideration into the price of what you pay
Yes.
in this market. Okay? Then there's a couple more things. All that effort, all the people who have to... Well, sorry. There's people who resell it here who have to make margin. There's obviously people who have to... The finance team has to spend extra time. There has to be a finance team who does all the taxes for you. The cost of getting some of these products to Australia, it's so immense. This is, I suppose, the pain we feel and the suffering we have for having great consumer protection.
So this makes sense now why at the beginning we have scarcity, because when they're producing these cards initially, they have a lot of faulty rates or a lot of cards that tend to be faulty.
Sure.
So if they're selling them here, they have to go through all of this replacement business, like you just mentioned.
They'd have to do it in the other
Yeah.
things, but over here, it's the long-term cost too.
Exactly, but as the rates lower and lower in terms of there being faulty cards, it makes sense that we're getting more and more shipments because, hey, there's less of a financial
Correct.
risk now.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense to me now.
Matthew says it's not just Australia. No. I'm not. We're not talking about. I suppose that Nvidia's doing this just to Australia. They're doing it worldwide.
Yeah.
But some of the reasons why some manufacturers and sort of products don't arrive in Australia on time or first off in large quantities is because of the cost it takes to have here. And I think tax rate wise, I don't know if the GST is a little bit higher than most other countries. I think, or maybe lower. Can't remember. I think it's 10% here, but I think it's 7% in America or something else.
Like
I think it depends on the states too. Ahmed says, realistically, because of Scarpa's Bitcoin mining non-founders edition short supply, don't expect to be paying anywhere near RRP. Plan for at least 300 to 400 on top of RRP Founders Edition. That look, I have to agree.
That would be nasty. I mean, I got a Founders Edition of my 1080.
Yeah,
and it was $1,200.
Yeah,
it was. Well, was it RRP? Because at the time, how much was the 1080? Was it 600 or 700 US? Maybe it was 700 US.
Yeah, maybe
it was along those lines. Well, yeah, maybe times have changed though in our current state of play. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Yeah.
COVID has I don't think it has any effect on technology companies.
Right.
The things it has affected is things like, you know, like food, health products, things like that people buy up.
Postal services.
Yeah. But so yeah, that's what I was going to say. So the other problem is delivery. So even PlayStation 5, right?
Yeah.
They're getting delivered by plane because they just can't afford the delay compared to how, like, the shipping time is going to be so much longer than manufacturing time.
Damn,
you know.
that sucks.
So they're shipping it via air freight, which is interesting in itself. Hey, Restoration, good to see you, mate.
Hello.
And so overall, COVID's not affecting these guys because manufacturing of the parts. Sure, there was a period in the middle of COVID where the factories had to shut down or they stopped working.
Yes.
But those Chinese factories, they wanted to get back to work very, very quickly because they were bleeding money, and they did not take human life into consideration at that point.
Oh, yeah, they can't afford that. And I mean, if seeing as the infection or the fatality rate is so low,
well, look,
it's fairly low, as we know.
Don't believe any numbers that come out of China. That's just my sort of...
Well, yeah, just doing worldwide figures. When comparing it, I'm not going to go down that way. It's just going off topic. Anyway,
So I guess what I'm saying is that I don't think this scarcity is created by COVID. It's certainly Nvidia doing this, and it certainly doesn't mean that all of a sudden people are buying these cards up because COVID, right? Like, there's no reason, there's no practical reason, but mining is a reason to do so.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's still alive and kicking. I'm like, is that a fad that just came and went? Nope, it's still going.
It seems to be that mining is still going very strong.
Yeah.
Look, anyway, I think we've sort of gone on this topic about enough as we need to. At the end of the day, the good news is that there might be some lucky folk in Australia that get a founder's card. The bad news is that you might have to wait till December or January to get your RTX3080 series. And I think the thing that really shits me is, why is M-Wave...
Why are they so privileged to have access to these?
Let me go to their website because I went on it today.
Do they have like Jensen's direct number or something?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Like, what is the deal? Why is M-Wave the guys who get it? Now, I'd love to hear from M-Wave.
M-Wave, what's going on?
Let's be friends and you can send me one.
Yeah, M-Wave.
But there's like the website, I don't know, it doesn't feel very new.
Are they like the super like corporate giant of Australia tech sales? Is that why?
I don't know.
The top dogs?
I don't know. I've never purchased from them. I've purchased from PC Case Gear. I've purchased from PLE, MSY.
Yeah.
And I've never purchased from M-Wave. I have an account with them, but I've never done it before. I'd love to. I don't know. Let us know in the comments, guys. Have you guys purchased from M-Wave? Is it safe?
I wonder if I purchased from M-Wave a while back. BenQ monitor. I think maybe that's what I bought from them. Like ages and ages ago.
Oh, really?
It's like almost a decade ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
I think it was really good, actually.
They supply New Zealand too, by the way.
Okay. So they are a corporate giant. That's probably why they have access. Because Nvidia is like, well, you guys know your stuff.
Yeah.
Here's some cards.
Yeah. Matthew says bad news and good news are not equivalent here. But you know what? They might cancel each other out. Yeah, no, you're right. Joe says, pretty sure M-Wave move more product than anybody else.
Uh-huh.
There you go. And I think it's because they've got the New Zealand market. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And Patrick says, I reckon M-Wave are selling them at like zero margin. So there's two. So margin.
Oh, they probably have smaller margins. That's the thing.
Yeah, very small margins.
But selling in these massive bulk scales, they'll make it up.
I bet you they're covering costs and having a little bit on the side. I bet you.
Not having to pay for staffing costs. Because they're online only, right?
No,
like a warehouse?
They do have a place.
They have stores?
They do have a store.
Okay. My knowledge is
look at this free marketing these guys are getting. But
I know. M-Wave.
So they're in Lidcombe. Oh, Lidcombe, yeah.
They're in New South Wales.
Yeah, New South Wales, Sydney.
Oh, they have customer service hours, but do they actually have storage?
Yeah, Monday to Friday.
Or is this just a warehouse? I'm thinking maybe that's all they have is
They
a
could,
warehouse.
They could be like a MSY where it's just little like a little desk that you walk in, and be like, "Hello, can I get this?"
Yeah, except they have like a massive warehouse with all their tech.
Yeah,
and basically all the employees are just people who are shipping the things out and
Yeah.
looking after the tech.
So I guess one of the things is when you're buying a card at this price, you'd probably hope that at some point you'd be, if any issues come up, you can go to a local retailer and get it sorted. The one thing I didn't like about M-Wave, and they have this thing called like a VIP, where you get all these like benefits for paying them like $80 a year or something, or a month, I think it was. I think it's a year. It's like an Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime, M-Wave Prime.
Yeah, so it's there you go. Matthew and Photo Feed says it's shop and warehouse.
And
yeah,
a warehouse.
So
Okay.
cool. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, if they have, I'm impressed. Actually, I'm impressed. If it's a small business and they got it, I'm impressed.
Patrick makes a good point. He's like, "Are we going to be sharing our founders' stock with NZ?" Uh-oh.
Yes,
Yes.
you will be.
Oh
Sorry.
no.
Sorry, but you will be.
And probably the Antarctic.
That one guy.
That
who's
one
like-
guy in his igloo. Yeah.
Because he's like, I need to keep warm. I need.
Yeah, I need more cards.
Would he even have a cooler on it?
Bro, probably not, right?
Like, what would be the point?
Yeah.
Like, if it's like negative, like 16 degrees, there'd literally be no... Oh, but heat dissipation. He could just have a piece of metal block on it that would just like touch like the ice area.
The ice blocks. He just needs to replace ice blocks every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Sick.
Oh, here we go. Somebody says 3 on the tree. I did have a wiring part sent once. They fixed it ASAP. Okay, cool. Okay, that's good. I'm really glad to hear that people have had a good experience. Like,
Yeah.
like as much as I do
Gives
tech
me
stuff,
faith.
I think I buy like I don't buy a lot of parts at once. Only every like 3 or 4 years, and usually I
Yeah.
try to go for at least the best price or maybe a local supplier. So I've been going to PLE because they're local, and they've supported me in the past with the Battleball chairs. So it's easy for me to go. I'll go to PLE, and the prices aren't like they don't differ that much. Yeah, Patrick says the floor melts when he plays Crisis.
Yeah, the Antarctic is just dissipating.
There is
Oh
some
my
asshole
God, yes.
who is causing global warming because he's playing bloody Crisis.
You know who it is?
Who?
It's Kingpin. It's Kingpin with his freaking high scores on. Yeah, we figured it out, guys, together as a team.
Mihai says Memwave has the best website, hands down. I don't know, man.
Okay,
It seems
okay.
pretty old school to me, but
Well, I guess I'll be slapping the pre-order button.
yeah, I'm gonna tell
cards
you.
are coming.
I'll tell you my experience when I go and purchase one of the RTX3080 series.
Oh yes,
See what happens.
your horror story.
My horror story.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I should live stream myself sitting there, like pressing the buy
Like trying
button,
to buy the cards. Yeah.
and then accidentally ending up with like 20 RTX 3090s and going, ah, crap.
yeah. I don't have this much money. Yeah.
You know how it says like do not refresh page, and it'll end up like refreshing. You refresh it.
Yeah,
you
your
bought it
basket
twice.
has like 30 in them. Yeah.
God. I
Oh,
did
God.
that. So I was okay. Off topic, adventure time. I was purchasing a hotel in Poland.
A hotel? You were buying Jesus, Kingpin over here.
Not the entire hotel.
Okay.
I was renting one room.
Yeah.
And I pressed refresh, and I was like, oh, I should not have done that.
Oh,
I should
no.
not have done that. And it went through twice. I had two charges on my card.
Oh,
and
right. That's
I
not
called
bad.
them up. I had to wait till like, I think it was like 7 a.m. or something stupid. And I was like, hello, like in Polish, and speaking to them. I was like, hey guys, sorry, booked it twice. They're like, oh, no problem. We'll just refund it. It'll take like 10 to 15 days. I was like, okay. They did refund it. I refunded.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Because you don't know, like, it's Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not really covered by it, but, Anyway, 3 on the Tree says, I've used PC Case Gear 2, never had an issue with them, but M-Wave had more choices. Mihai says their filters have proper data in them. Oh, right, okay, I see what you mean. And Patrick says, okay, plot twist. You end up with 30 cards. Do you cancel them all and not get one, or buy them all and resell them?
Yeah, profit. But that's assuming you can afford them in the first place.
How many people would hate me if like, in like, there'll be an article, it's like, small-time YouTuber buys 30...
buys all the stock of NVIDIA cards.
No, not even all the
Yeah.
stock. Buys all the stock that was directed for New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh my God. You would start a war between us and New Zealand.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. The ultimate PC war.
PC case are good, but sort of expensive. I found PC case gear so expensive in the past. Like, I tried to buy, like, okay, but they only stocked, like, I was buying cooling parts.
Yeah.
And they were expensive, but they're the only ones that stocked a certain part. So I was like, well, I have to. Yogi Bear says, did that in Italy once. Refund went through just fine. Like a local BNB. And Joe says, most of the time, PCG, so PC case gear, have the same price as MWave or within a small margin.
Oh, I haven't heard of PCCG.
PC case gear?
No, I don't think I've ever used
Oh, really?
them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't
right,
think I've ever
right,
used them.
okay.
Yeah, but okay.
Okay, so anyway.
We've got so many topics
Guys,
remaining, and we
sorry,
have like
but we've
15 minutes.
Oh, God. Have we been over
Okay.
this? All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk Xbox?
No, why not? All right. I guess there's a big unveiling.
Where's Xbox?
Where are
There
you,
we go.
Xbox?
Okay.
All right. Well, for any console gamers out there, you know, exciting times. We finally got a release of a date and of a price of these consoles releasing November 10th. We got
Exciting.
the date. Yeah, exciting. Yeah, it's something that we expected. We were like, mid-November or so, you know. Prices. What was the big shock was Xbox Series S got leaked, so that was outside of their control. And Phil Spencer, he came forward with that, saying, well, we actually planned to do it next week, but, you know, seeing as the leak came out, they had to rush and put a video together, put everything together.
So much rushing. They had it already. Like, you're not going to be a week out and you're going to be like, oh, I got to edit or render that video. It's all done.
Yeah.
It's been there for months, and all they had to do is probably change the price, like type in the actual price.
You know, they got a lot of praise for like really thinking on their feet. Did you see the picture that they put out on their tweet when it leaked? That like really awkward face.
Yeah,
of the Muppet thing.
And
I
can't find it. Yeah,
but the price, man. What do you think about the price? I think that's a bargain for the Xbox Series S. I mean, it's just gonna get a lot more gamers into next gen now.
Yeah, look. If you're a gamer on a budget, there's no reason for you to not buy an Xbox Series S.
Yeah.
You like
So cheap.
there is the performance. The performance alone, you will not be able to get that in a PC for $500 Australian dollars. And the only difference between you and PlayStation will be a couple of exclusive games. That's it.
It's $500. I mean, you're getting the processor at 3.6 gigahertz, I think it is. You're getting a 500 gigabyte SSD drive.
Yeah.
I think it's RDNA 2 at 4 T-flops.
Yes.
That's the concerning number. It's like, oh, what is that? Like, they're saying it's 4 times more powerful than the Series S of the current gen.
But not the Pro.
You mean the Xbox One X?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
It's the same performance as the One X.
It must be, right?
Yeah.
Because like when you, comparing the T-flops and the fact that it's so much more powerful. But I saw them playing Gears 5. Wars of Gear?
I think they call it Gears of 5.
War.
It's Gears of War, but they call it Gears
of
5.
At
Typical
120
Microsoft.
FPS steady.
Yeah.
120 FPS. I was quite impressed. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it was running at 1440p. That's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, that's cool. But still, it was so steady.
Yeah. The problem, I suppose this is, and Patrick here pointed it out. Patrick, you spot on today, mate, and just generally, I guess.
Really
he
bad
says,
spot.
yeah, PlayStation's in a really bad spot because for a kid, you can get a Series S and a year of Game Pass for $620, and you won't even get a PS5 for that.
Ooh, good point, Patrick.
Right now, parents are struggling for money, but they still have kids. You don't just lose kids when like you struggle for money. You don't just like put them in a box and like,
lose kids. Well,
they're still there, and the kids don't get that there was a pandemic. Some people lost their jobs, and people had to take pay cuts, and Australia's in a recession. Kids are like, oh, I get to stay home all day and play because like I can't go to school. Mainly Victoria, but anyway.
Yeah.
Parents will be like, okay, kid needs a console. They're not going to buy a PlayStation 5 for them.
Yeah, it's
going to be too effing expensive.
Yeah. That's
But
like
if
a
they
week's
go-
worth of payment.
But if they're smart parents in the sense of that they do their research, they're going to go, oh, here's an Xbox. I can get this S, which is cheaper, and then for $120, whatever, it's like $10 a month, right? They get to play all the games, so I don't have to buy them games.
Easy.
Like, it's just going to be mind-numbingly easy.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to go, oh, but the kid might like the games. No.
No, he has access to hundreds of games now, basically. And for $600 a year, that's fantastic. He gets to be a part of next gen.
If I had kids right now, let's say it was Christmas coming up, and they were of age for something like this, they'd be getting a Xbox S. They will not be getting my Xbox X or my PlayStation 5. That's daddy's toys.
I love how Nathaniel's rebuttal is like Spider-Man, 2 words. It's like, well, yeah, I guess you're right. That's the exclusive power of the PS5. That's the thing they got going for. But every console now has something going for itself. You've got the Series S, which is, your low budget, your like bulk, gaming. It's accessible for everyone. Then you have your X, which is the most powerful console. You will never be able to build a PC, maybe in 5 years' time.
Yeah, a couple
this
of
price,
years.
$750 for a 12T flop. That's insane. I mean, you don't have GPUs for that price, like with that power. Like, it's insane. It's so cheap.
Joe says Xbox PlayStation sales are similar to each other in AU, but Xbox doesn't come close in the US. This will upset the balance for sure in favor of Xbox. Yep. And Yogi Bear says, in regards to the kids thing, I'd buy them a Switch on sale and keep the coin for a 3080. Switch is still so expensive, and
Is it? How much is it?
It's still $400. Like, okay, let's go to JB.
US or Australian?
Australian.
Oh, speaking of which, while you're looking that up,
I also have some news. Remind me about news about Switch. And news about a PlayStation 5 game that they're holding back for the next event.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll be keen to hear what that is. But so $300. The last time we saw prices for a console like that was the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360. I think? Yeah. No, just the Xbox. The first Xbox. $300, and that was almost 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago, guys. We haven't seen a console this cheap.
No. And even, I suppose, Nvidia is feeling the burn in that regard. But look, $449.
Wow, okay, that's... Just get a Series S. I mean, you do have the portability, it's nice.
People will look at it and go, what, this little toy... Like,
this little toy.
Sorry, people who like Nintendo, but...
it is a bit of a toy. I kind of bagged on it as well in my latest video on my stuff. Talking about how Witcher 3 was so impressive that Witcher 3 was ported onto this.
Yes.
1 T-flop of power. 1 T-flop.
It's impressive overall, but again, thinking economically, that I mean, $50 more and you get a massive console. I mean,
well, not massive in size, but in power.
Yeah, in power. But then again, looking at this is an old console. When did it come out? Like 2016?
Or 2017, maybe 2016. Yeah, that's weird with Nintendo. They're just like, I guess we'll release it when we release it.
Yeah, Nintendo does their own thing. They don't really compete with PlayStation or Xbox, and that's fine. That's their own thing. They've got a niche of portable, kids-friendly gaming,
family-orientated.
But I think this is very expensive for a Nintendo Switch. Like $449. Stocks have been low for ages. Patrick says since March now. Yeah, I remember before the stocks crashed, I was chasing a Switch from 2016 that you could crack.
Oh, right.
And I paid the exact same amount for an old one that you could get for a new one just to have, so it was cracked. I love homebrew. In any case, that's that.
Oh yeah, the shortages are real, man. I saw a guy in the US. He was traveling to all the Best Buys, and he's like, I can't get a single one. Like, he couldn't find one. Yeah, they were all out, man. All out of stock.
So, do you think part of it was COVID, or was just people just buying it up because they were home?
I think it's both.
Both?
Yeah, okay, I think it's like, people buying it up, and then second of all, it's like, we can't mass produce it fast enough and send it out.
On that note... we are getting a Nintendo Pro.
Oh, yes. I heard some rumors about this.
And the reason we sort of know that is because Nintendo sent out a notification to all their first party or second party, whatever third party you want to call it, games manufacturers or producers, to get their games ready for 4K gaming.
Wait, what? Okay, so 4K on the actual little device won't make sense.
No,
you won't have that.
No, it'll be on the TV.
On the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of cool, man. Yeah, getting with the times.
They're not even like making a like they're not even doing a next gen. They're just upgrading it so it can play the games that they already have at 4K.
And everything will be backwards compatible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's one thing. PlayStation 5. They have a new event.
Yes.
What's going on? Kizzy?
Oh, is she having a nap?
Washing. Washing.
Oh, the dog's sleeping and doesn't.
Yeah, she's fully asleep.
Dog doesn't want to
Sorry,
go outside and play.
Yeah.
She's like, come on, play.
Yes. PS5 is having an event on the 18th of September. It's the PAX event, 1 hour time slot. Centrelink be funding the RTX sales, bro.
Yeah, Centrelink's going to be...
That's very possible. Yes. Very possible for a lot of us who are,
on Centrelink.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean... out of work in these tough times. No doubt. No, but damn, that's going to be tough to afford that on
Anyway,
Centrelink.
go back to what you're saying.
Sorry, PlayStation 5, yes. Will we get the price and the date of the release? I want to say yes. There's nothing holding them back now. The competition has shown all their cards. They have the prices. They have the dates. Now they need to figure out, all right, what are we willing to sacrifice here? Like maybe they were thinking of $549 or $599 for their console, but now they're like, oh, we got to tweak our prices a bit here, guys. I'm thinking, realistically, $449 for the diskless, $499 for the disk drive. I said that again, time and time again. I don't know if they'll go as low as $399. I mean, that will be filling a gap that's nobody filled. If they do
that's way too low. Wow.
That could be the case, because if they do that, then they're selling you their games on their own store, not going through any third-party suppliers. They'll be gaining all the profits for themselves. Yeah. So that maybe they do that, and they take a massive hit by selling the digital consoles at a massive loss.
But how many people are actually going to buy games through the PlayStation Store? Like, I mean, comparably, unless, you know if PlayStation do like that PlayStation Now thing, which is a subscription.
Well, I mean, if you have the digital console, you've got no choice. Yeah. That's what you got to do. And it takes out the third-party sellers out of the picture as well. Sorry, no, the pre-owned games are out of the picture as well.
Do you remember that ad?
Yeah, the trading thing?
The trading thing? This is how you share games. And it's like, yeah, okay, but you're lying. You're going to change this. You're literally going to create...
Yeah.
Like, I bet... Okay, here's the thing, right? I bet you the next generation of PlayStation, so like 6, just won't come with a drive.
Oh, that's kind of sucks. All my games are going to be useless because I have physical copies of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get with the times, guys.
Patrick says next gen Switch will run 1080p screen, so on the little one, and will be able to use DLSS in the dock to output 4K upscaled from 1440 because they use NVIDIA tech. Yeah, so
that's all right.
That's fine.
Good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like I put The Witcher in on the Switch, and I played on the big 4K screen.
Wait, do you still have a Witcher? I mean, sorry, a Switch.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got my Switch, and I played it on the big screen. It's just so chunky.
Is it?
Like, because I played it on here, and this has got beautiful visuals and stuff like that. I just couldn't.
Aren't you impressed though? Be like, I can take this on a plane. And
but I wouldn't want to play it.
You just get your laptop anyway.
Well, not even that. I just wouldn't play it. And like, I play like silly games like
Super Mario or something.
Yeah. That's what you play on that device.
Silly games.
But back to that PlayStation 5, that event. What day?
18th of September. That's next week.
And they might release. This is what I heard, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. But they're going to release number 2 of one of their biggest franchises.
What is it? Oh my god! I know what you're gonna say.
What?
Bearded man with an axe.
Bearded man with an axe and a kid.
Oh my god, are they really?
Yeah, apparently
I think you're right.
Yeah, they're going to release God of War 2 on the event.
Damn.
And they will announce the price. They will announce the date when it's going to release and whatnot. I think overall, overall, it's going to be a pretty exciting event, but they knew this was coming and they were holding back. Like, this event was only announced like yesterday, wasn't it? Like 2 days ago. Or something.
Yeah. It's just official now. They're like, hey, we're doing this thing.
And if it wasn't for the leak from Xbox, we would have been waiting for a lot longer.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
This is just timing. They were waiting for Xbox to say something, and now they have, and now they will do their part.
And you know what? It's kind of sad because the people that do that tend to be the underdogs. Sony would have gone first if they had the power, if they had the money, the backing, and all of that, but they don't. And
are you saying that Xbox has more power and money?
They're at the mercy of Microsoft.
Do you reckon?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are you saying Sony's the underdog?
Oh, they are. Like you look at the income, you compare these two. It's like David and Goliath. So Sony has to be so careful.
Are you thinking of Microsoft as a whole or the Xbox division?
Well, that's the thing. The Xbox division is powered by the Microsoft, So it's like
yeah, but every
it's the same as AMD. AMD waited for Nvidia because Nvidia's the giant.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, I guess we can put out our release dates of what we're doing now because they're the underdogs as well.
Yeah, I guess I see Sony as a big pat. I actually see Xbox as the underdog. They actually, I don't think they've won many generations.
I think in the console area, yes.
Yeah.
So like, Sony is generating that revenue, but the smallest mistake will just get them executed.
Sure. Absolutely agree. Yeah.
And they don't have that much of a financial backing as Microsoft does.
Yes.
Because Microsoft coffers are sky high, whereas Sony's like, we are bringing the money for the PlayStation. We are the money.
Yeah.
And without us, Sony is screwed. So, yeah.
The thing is, like, Sony still, like, just like Microsoft, Sony's got their fingers in a lot of other pots. So Sony owns music. They own a lot of royalties.
Yeah.
They'll make a lot of money from that.
They've got Sony
Cinema. They make cameras. They make TVs. There's a lot of things they have. So I guess.
Yeah.
I know Microsoft's bigger, but I'm not saying Sony's that much smaller.
I mean, we're talking like $100 million company to like $1 billion. Oh, wait, no, maybe not. But it is a big difference.
Let's have a look.
When you look at their net worth.
So Microsoft is valued at, I think it'll be on the Wikipedia.
I swear we've done this before. This feels like Microsoft is a $1 trillion company.
So let's go Sony.
Okay. So Sony, what are you worth, Sony? Sony's net worth.
45 billion.
Oh my god. So these guys are 20 times less worth.
Yeah. Why am I thinking? I might just be thinking of Xbox, but
so it takes.
I didn't know.
It takes 23 Sonys.
No. Sony's 1 billion.
Oh no. That's 916 billion.
Oh sorry.
Yen. That's yen. That's
no. There you go.
Japanese.
No, look. Total assets 23. I think when you look at the Wikipedia page.
Japanese, bro. Japanese currency.
Yeah. That's right. Microsoft value. Let's go like that, and then let's go to where is Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Ooh.
so operating income, net income, total assets 303 billion.
That's assets.
Total equity. It's not really help. None of these numbers are helpful.
Yeah, this is not helping Sony.
Well, let's just say revenue.
Microsoft.
143 billion compared to.
Well, you got to do the currency. It's in yen, so.
Hey, hang on. 114,000 number of employees.
Yeah.
156,000 employees.
Oh, that's why they got the $1 trillion saving money on there.
Well, no, Sony's got less, but not that much less. Not that much less.
I mean, when you put 40,000 people in the room, that's a lot of people.
Sure. No, I
you
get
could fill up a stadium full of these people.
So net income 916 billion. I mean, that's obviously much smaller than.
Yeah. Yeah, because you divide it by like 60 or something, like compare it to US dollars. Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day, Microsoft has not won any. I think they haven't really won a console war. Sony's been king of it, and the way they're going to win now. Well, I don't think they're going to win, but the way they're going to stop playing the game is by just not doing the console to console. They're just going to do, well, we have this subscription, and then there's this console you can buy on the side to play that game, and that's it. We're gonna go the subscription route.
That's right. And I think the last time they were neck and neck was the 360 and the 3 era. but now it's a completely different ballgame. Like the rules have changed entirely.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft is gonna be in the lead.
Yeah.
Day one with what they're offering. They're offering the most power. They're offering the most affordability, and Sony is just offering the most exclusivity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, well, okay, Microsoft now has two weapons.
Yeah.
At their side.
And look, there'll be a lot of people who buy the PlayStation 5. Like, you know what I was saying, that, you know, parents are going to buy the Xbox for their kids. That's a very specific, you know, use case. But there's also going to be a lot of people that go, you know what, I'm not a hardcore gamer. Those games are going to, like, make me swap over to PlayStation. This seems just to be like a better deal. This just seems like a better deal.
Yeah. I think, a lot of parents are going to go for that. Christmas time, hey, this is a bargain.
Yeah. So, really looking forward to seeing those stats. Like, how each sells. I don't know if... I don't know if we'll really get to know the true numbers, because Xbox's subscriptions, I don't know if they post like how many people have it or something, you know.
Yeah. I do agree, Patrick. Yeah, Sony sold lots more units this gen. I think we're talking like 2.5 to 1 or something like that. Like
wow.
We're comparing like 110 million to like 45 to 50 million.
Yeah.
Like there's a big difference. Like
That's
50
incredible.
to 60 million
That's incredible.
consoles. Yeah.
Ritish, yeah, look, sorry, we didn't get to that news, but xCloud is coming to iOS devices. It is and it isn't. So Apple's brought out a bit of an olive branch and said that they will give exemptions to like to applications that are kind of like streaming content, but I don't know exactly if xCloud is actually going to do it or not, if taking up the offer. But if Ritish, you say that they are, then maybe they are. I don't know. Also, you know what I noticed this generation of Xbox and PlayStation?
Yeah,
I just saw a comment. None of them are doing like peripherals, VR. You know, Xbox Move or whatever the visual thing that they did.
Yeah, they're not doing any of that kinetic stuff, but Sony will be having a new PSVR.
Yeah,
they did.
But that was
talk about
successful.
it. Yeah,
that was successful.
Well, I mean, if you talk 5% sales, maybe, I think they're like kind of, they're dabbling within. They're like, we're getting something out of it. It's not great, but it's something.
Yeah.
I think they feel that there's a future for it.
Yeah.
Whereas Xbox is like, nah, it's not gonna be big.
No,
They don't
and the VR experience is still, I think, peaking on PC. Well, let's just be frank.
Yes.
The devices that are there, the way you can use it, it's just consoles are just. It's not about the power. It's just about the software at the moment. They're just not really supported. The stuff you have to run on your computer has to be a bit more powerful. There's things to connect. You gotta have a bit of a space, and it's just not gonna. It's not that great on a console. Like even PlayStation VR. Like I tried it at a shop and I was like,
it sucked.
it's like a toy. It's like honestly like a toy. I don't know why they're doing it this generation. I was like, oh, will they do it?
Oh, I suppose because it's like brand new. They want it to be like the first console to do it, but not enough power to make it good. So maybe next gen will be okay. Maybe. Better.
Yeah.
Better.
In any case, I think Xbox has taken the right approach and not done it.
Yeah.
Final thoughts before we finish off?
Final thoughts. I think I saw a comment from Adam Smith. He's right on point there. If you got your PS5, you got your PC, that is the best combo. That's your premium. You've got the whole market covered, I think.
And Microsoft will still be making money because on PC you can have the Xbox Pass.
Yeah, I mean you'll miss out on Nintendo, unfortunately, but you'll have pretty much 90% of the gaming market share. So yeah. I would like the 3080. I feel like me and many others will unfortunately miss out on that in this year, potentially. But I would also like a PS5. I hope that I won't miss out on that. So I'd like to get something by the end of the year.
We'll see what happens. I mean, I'll post photos on Twitter and whatnot and Instagram. And where can we find you actually? Are you on Twitter, aren't you?
I'm on Twitter. Yeah, it's Game with Casper, or I think Casper Game or something like that on Twitter. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Game with Casper.
I'll link that below.
Yeah, thank you, Pat, and thank you for having me actually for every show.
Yeah, he's always a special guest. We don't know if he's going to turn up or not,
but I seem to be here every Saturday. And recently, I put out a video about my thoughts of why would Cyberpunk 2077 fail, or why would it be a success? Those are just my thoughts. love to hear yours about it.
Let
Let me know what you think.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure if you got the notification that we were live, you must be, but remember to like the video, because if people like the video, apparently that also lets YouTube know to like share it to other people who might like the video. Amazing, right? The algorithm. In any case, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Patrick, K-Locker, Nathaniel. Oh, Nathaniel, I do not have a PO box. I don't know why I would have one. I don't know. Is there a reason to have a PO box? Unless you want to hide your real address. I don't know. Yeah. 3 on the tree. Adam, Joe, Ritish, Yogi Bear. Adam, Ellie. Ellie is sleepy.
Oh, sleepy.
Sleepy sleeps. And I think I saw some Mihai, Matthew, thank you very much. I'm gonna go through. We had a lot of chats. I'm like, Pog, thank you very much, mate. Good to see you again. Food to feed. I think I saw somebody. Oh, Gary. Gary, I hope you're well.
Yeah, hope you're well, Gary.
And we've got restoration.
Yeah,
good to see you, Ahmed. Electric filth. Ooh. Colin. Moped. Hammy. Good to see you, mate. Is that it? I think I'm still scrolling up.
DLF.
DLFX. Corey. Kwong. Good to see you again.
Yeah,
Ray.
good to see you guys.
Thanks very much for joining us. And yeah, good to hopefully we can see you all next week. And we hopefully will.
Yeah. And hopefully we have some news. More news about release dates and prices of the final combatant.
Yeah, we're gonna have benchmarks.
Yeah,
we'll have benchmarks on the 16th.
Yes,
I am so excited.
Next week's gonna be sick.
I'm so excited.
The truth will be out there, guys.
Where's my poster? I want to believe.
X-Files.
X-Files.
Yes, we need to believe.
Thank you all. Have a good night. Oh, actually, sorry. Before we go, did you guys like the earlier time? Let us know in the comments. Because
this happened only because of me, so apologies. I'm heading out to a thing, so.
But maybe it's a better time because Eastern states have like they're a couple of hours ahead, and especially when the new hourly thing changes, when daylight saving comes along, there'll be 3 hours.
Yeah, so if it works for you guys and for you, then
let's do it. All right, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you another one. Bye. Oh, yep, there you go. Early time is better.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
there we go. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Take care. Bye.
Wow.